Hey guys, welcome to Friday Yoga. It's just a little practice to take what you need from today. If it's a little breath work, use that. If it's a little mindfulness and grounding, use that. If you just need a little self-care today, maybe give back to yourself a little bit instead of giving to everyone else all the time. Start with that. Or if you want to get a little movement in, wake up the hips, wake up the sides of the body, wake up the shoulders and the neck. Work out any of that tension that might be eating at you this week. Then I invite you to take that from your practice today. So let's get started lying on our mat. Find a comfortable position on your back. Take a few moments. Realize that you're laying down maybe for the first time since you woke up this morning. We're not checking any emails, we're not checking any texts, we're not answering any phone calls. We're spending the next 60 minutes focusing on ourselves and what we need, leaving everything else out of the room, trying to bring yourself present and trying to keep all that other stuff away from you. When we start to lay here, we can feel all the outside energy. And throughout the practice, maybe you'll start to feel like I do, all the energy we're actually creating in ourselves, getting a little control back throughout our day. And let's take 2 cleansing breaths. So take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Another cleansing breath in. Exhale it out. Take a few more of those on your own. Noticing the changes in the body, feeling the breath actually move from the belly all the way up to your chest. And then on the exhale, releasing all that energy out the lips and then feeling everything sink down. Just pay notice to that for a second. Really trying to bring yourself present before we start. Just a gentle reminder, if something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Listen to your body. This is your practice, not mine. Make sure you focus on what you need from it today. And then I invite you to start maybe wiggling, taking some movements with your fingers and your toes or your legs and your arms. Maybe dropping your head side to side. Let's start with a full body stretch. So arms extend all the way up overhead, feet come together. Tighten everything up from your toes to your fingers. Maybe even hug the head with your arms. Tighten the butt muscles underneath you and then take a breath in. Exhale it out and relax the body. Good, feet walk to the center of the mat. Little gentle hug in with the knees, maybe bringing the hands to the kneecaps. Taking a few little rocks side to side here. Nothing too strenuous, just starting to wake up the sides of our body and our lower back. Arms can fall to a cactus or a T, or they can come down by your sides if that feels better. And then we're just going to lighten the bend a little bit, but keep the knees together and find some circles to the right and then up again. Starting to just wake up our core here a little bit and at the same time give our little lower back a little massage. Find the opposite direction. Maybe even letting those feet hover about 1 inch off the mat if you really want to engage the core. Finish out your circle. Knees come up to the chest. Hands come back to the knees. Open them up towards the armpits. Waking up the hips, opening the hips a little early here. If it feels good to find some rocks, find those. Option to stay here, or you can find an early modified happy baby. Hands can stay where they are on your knees, or they can come to your shins, or you have the option of finding the bottoms of your feet. Just make sure your lower back is connected on the mat. Gentle sways side to side if that feels good. One more breath here. And let it out. Gently release the feet. Feet come down to the center of the mat. Walk the feet towards the sit bones a little bit. Hands raised above the head. Take an inhale, gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, push down into all four corners of the feet and come to a bridge pose. Feeling those shoulders dig into the mat. Ground down into the feet, and the knees are parallel to each other. Find your tiptoes, and then gently release your vertebrae down. A few windshield wipers side to side. Good. One more bridge pose. Feet walk in towards your sit bones. Take a second, take a breath in. On the exhale, hips rise up. Maybe this time really feeling the nape of your neck pressed into the mat. You're trying to raise those hips a little bit higher, grounding down into your feet. Really using those quads. And then find your tiptoes. Nice and strong you are. Release the vertebrae down one at a time. Find some windshield wipers side to side. Good. Hands can fall to a cactus or a T for a second. Let's bring the feet together, soles of the feet to touch. Allow the knees to lay open. Maybe bringing your left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. Maybe even shutting down the eyes. Let's take a breath in. And then let it go. Another breath in. Let it go. Already starting to feel the energy that you're creating inside your body. Arms come up overhead, feet stay where they are. Let's grab opposite elbows here. Good. When we inhale, we raise our body up and arc it over to the left side. Waking up the right side of our body, maybe glancing under that right armpit. Upper body returns back first. Change elbows, so switch the grasp that you have. Take a breath in. Lift up, and on the exhale, arc over to the right. Maybe gaze falls under the left armpit. Stretching out the left side of your body. It's really up to you how big of an arc you want to make that. Maybe go a little bit more, you can. If you want to lessen it a little bit, you can do that also. Upper body returns back. Release the elbows. Bring the hands to the knees and then gently close up the knees like a book. Take a bigger hug in with the knees, this time raising the shoulders and the head off the mat. Rounding through the spine, stretching out the lower back here. Our option for arms to grasp the shins. Maybe bringing your nose in between your knees. And then release the grasp. Hands come under the thighs. Around through the spine, take a few rocks side to side, front and back. Finding as many as you need today. And then rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Doesn't matter what leg is in front of the other, just ground down both sit bones into the mat. Back is nice and tall. Take a breath. Let's inhale the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, cactus the arms, roll back the shoulders, drop them away from your ears. Inhale, elbows together. Exhale, clasp the hands, push it, round the spine, tuck the belly, open the shoulder blades. And then drop them back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, elbows together. Exhale, push and round the spine. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, twist to the right, left hand comes to right knee, right hand behind you. Maybe that gaze is over the right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall here, grounding down both sit bones into the mat. Maybe we get a little light on those right fingertips and reach for the back of the room. Slight core engagement here. Good. Find your hand. On inhale, we watch the hand go up and across over to the left knee. A few seated cat-cows. So inhale, bring the chest forward, gaze up. Stretch out the throat chakra. Exhale, lean back round through the spine. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, release it out. Come back to neutral, hands raise up. Finding eagle arms, so that left arm is wrapped underneath the right. If that's too much, just palms back to back is good too. Inhale the arms up and away from your chest, gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, drop the gaze. Stretch out the shoulder blades. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Return to neutral. Relax the arms. Gently let them go. Maybe lifting the shoulders up. Maybe finding some circles. Let's grab the right arm with our the left arm with our right hand. Stretch that left arm across the chest. Stretching up the shoulder. And then release it down. Right hand comes across the chest to grab it with your left. Feeling the stretch in that right shoulder. And then release it down. Let's go to the other side. Inhale the arms up, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, cactus, bring the chest forward. Pinch those elbows towards the ribs. Inhale, arms together. Exhale, round and push it away. Coming back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale together. Exhale, round and push it away. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand, left knee. Left hand behind you. Glancing over that left shoulder. Back is nice and tall. Ground down both sit bones into the mat. If you'd like to get a little light on those left fingertips, they're raised towards the back of the room. You can glance at that left hand. As we inhale, we watch the arm go all the way up. Cross over to the right knee. Inhale the chest forward. Stretch out the throat chakra. Exhale, round through the spine, lean back. Inhale forward. Exhale, round and back. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale, round. Come back to center. Raise the arms up. This time right arm is wrapped around underneath the left. Can clasp hands or back to back. Inhale the arms up, gaze up. Chest away from the elbows or elbows away from the chest. And then exhale, drop it down, tuck it in. Inhale up. Exhale, round and stretch the shoulders. Inhale up, last one. Exhale, round. Raise yourself back up, gently release the arms. This time we'll stretch out the front of our shoulder so that right hand comes behind the back into the left pocket. And then we're going to grab that right wrist with our left hand, pushing the left elbow back. Stretching this time the front part of your shoulder. And then release it, shake it out. This time the left hand wraps behind your back into your right pocket. Right hand grabs the left wrist and then push that right elbow back towards the back of the room, stretching out the front of your right shoulder. Release the grasp. Shake the shoulders out. Roll over the legs. Find your tabletop pose. So hands plant under the shoulders. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Knees underneath the hips. Feet are flat on the mat. Push the ground away. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Look up. Maybe drop the chest. Exhale, push it away, round through the spine, tuck in the belly, tuck in the chin. Take a few of these on your own. Return to a neutral tabletop. Let's inhale that left leg all the way to the back of the room. Push through the heel. Nice and strong that leg is. Take a big inhale, really lift it up and push. On the exhale, round through the spine, tuck the knee into the nose. Bring that left foot right in between your hands. Raise yourself up, 90-degree bend in both knees. Let's clasp the hands behind our back. Once they're there, walk the hands down the sit bones. Opening the heart, opening the chest. A lot of shoulder work today. Upper back work. Good, let's walk that left foot a little bit more forward. Finding your crescent lunge here with the hands clasped behind your back. Maybe taking a back bend and maybe glancing up. And then release the arms, circle them forward. Hands raised above the head, frame out the face, shoulders away from the ears. Just so we can feel that, let's inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, release them away. Hands released to frame out the foot. Right hand plants, left arm raises to the sky. Rolling open that left shoulder, taking a little easy twist here. Feels good to take a bind. You can wrap that left hand around your back into your right pocket. If you're in a bind, inhale it all the way up, that left hand to the sky. Left hand returns down. Walk the hands back. Find a little runner's lunge here so that left foot is flexed. Hips are over the right knee. Hands come to the waist or to the hip area. Take a breath in, lift up. Exhale, maybe fold a little over that left leg. Let's walk back into that left. Hands plant to frame out the left foot. Tuck the right toes, raise the right knee up. Let's bump up that right foot. Finding our pyramid pose here. Left hip back, right hip forward. Take a breath in, create some space. Exhale, fold. Absolutely okay here to bring a bend in that left knee. Hug the knee, relax the chest on the knee if that feels better. Good big bend in both knees. Bump that right foot back, release it down. Push the ground away, send that left foot back, extend it out. And then drop it down to meet the right. Let's hop up on our knees, raise the toes up to your sit bones. Take a few drops side to side, stretching out the hips. Maybe glancing at the toes when they land. And then return to your neutral tabletop. You can reset yourself with a few cat-cows or take some circles if that feels good. And come back to your neutral tabletop. Push the ground away, get strong. Inhale, right leg all the way to the back of the room. Good. Push through that right heel. Take a breath in, get strong, lift it up a little bit. On the exhale, hug that knee in. Knee toward your nose, around through the spine. And then right foot's going to plant right between your hands. Gently raise up into your 90-90 bend. Let's clasp the hands behind our back. Walk them down your left sit bone. Open the chest, roll the shoulders back. Option to stay here, or option to walk that right foot forward, sinking into your crescent lunge here. Hands clasped behind your back. Maybe find that slight back bend if it feels good. Gaze up at the sky. Feeling free to readjust if something doesn't feel right. And then release the grasp with the hands, circle the arms up. Frame up the face. Let's see those shoulders again. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, release them away from your ears. Feel free to adjust your stance. If you want more of a lunge, walk that right foot out a little bit. If you want less, walk the right foot in a little. And release the hands down. Frame out the right foot. Left hand plants this time. Right arm raises up to the sky. Rolling that right shoulder open. Maybe taking that bind by wrapping the right arm behind you into your left pocket. Inhale the arm up, elongate it out. Right hand drops down. Walk the hands back. Find a flex in that right toe. Hips are over the left knee. Walk the hands towards you. Take a breath in, lift up, create some space. On the exhale, maybe we fold gently over that right knee. Bring a bend back into the right knee, frame out the right knee. Tuck the left toes, raise the left knee up, bump up that foot. That back toe is out, heel is in, hips are towards the front of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time, left hip forward, right hip back. Bring a bend into both knees, bump that left foot back a little bit. Drop the left knee down, push the ground in with your hands. Elongate that right leg all the way out, stretch out the hip, push through the heel. And then right foot drops to meet the left. Come up on the knees, toes towards the sit bones. Drop the toes side to side. Good, let's bring the left hand towards the center of the mat. Inhale the right arm all the way up to the sky. Find a few circles with the wrist. And then let's thread that right arm underneath our left shoulder. Dropping the right shoulder to the mat. Maybe walking that left hand forward. Or if it feels good to take a bind, that left hand comes behind your back into your right pocket. You also have the option here to raise up that left leg, push through the heel. If the left leg is lifted, release it down first. If you're in a bind, inhale that left arm all the way up. And then left hand plants under the shoulder. Inhale the right arm all the way up to the sky. Circle it down. Drop it to the mat. This time right hand plants. Left arm raises all the way up. Find a few circles with the wrist. That left arm threads under the right shoulder. Left shoulder meets the mat. Option here to also walk that right hand forward. Stretch it out. Or if you like to the bind, you can wrap that right arm behind you into your left pocket. You also have the option here to elevate that right leg if it feels good. Maybe testing your core, testing your balance here. If the right leg is lifted, release it down. If you're in a bind, inhale that right arm up, elongate it out. Right hand plants under the shoulder. Inhale, left arm all the way up to the sky, stretch it out. Circle it down to meet the right. Good. Return to your tabletop. Let's tuck the toes this time. Hover the knees off the mat. Find a few rocks back and forth. And then big bend in the knees. Send the hips back and up. Coming to your first down dog. Maybe pedaling out the legs. Bringing a bend into one leg and then the other. A few breaths together here. Let it out. Let it out. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale it back out. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale it back out. Exhale, hug it in. This time planting that left foot in between your hands. Spin the right foot down. Ground down into your feet. Raise yourself up using your core. Finding your warrior two pose. So hips aren't forward. Shoulders are right square above your hips. Hips are rotated towards the right side of the room. Pinching the shoulder blades together. Gaze can come over the left middle finger. Maybe slight more of a bend into that left knee. On the inhale, we straighten that front leg, flip the palm, lean a little forward. Find your peaceful triangle. Let that right hand come down the right side of your leg. Left arm up and over. Gaze is underneath the left armpit. We inhale ourselves back up. Bring a bend into that left knee. Left elbow finds the left knee. Extended side angle. Right arm raised to the sky. And then forward. Create a line from the right finger to the right foot. We inhale ourselves up. Warrior two. Sink a little deeper into that left knee. Right hand back a bit. Pinch the shoulder blades together. And then inhale, straighten that leg. Left foot pivots to the right side of your mat. Let's take a forward fold. So inhale, arms to a T. On the exhale, gently lower yourself parallel to the mat. Fingertips can touch right underneath your nose. Let's walk the hands to the right foot. And let's walk the hands towards the left. Good, let's walk the hands towards the top of the mat. This time, plant the hands on the inside of that left foot. Heel toe the left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Take a few rocks side to side, front and back. Coming to our lizard. We're going to take a few breaths here. About 5 breaths on your own, so you have the option to keep that right knee raised, or you can relax it down, untuck the right toes. Reconnecting with those inhales and exhales, trying to stay present. Taking any slight movements that might feel good for you, maybe rolling open that left knee. One more breath here. Good. Tuck the toe and bump up that right knee a little bit. Ground down into your hands. Push it away. We're going to swoop that left leg all the way around to the back of us. Once it's there, kickstand the right leg. Modified side plank. You can release that leg down if it's too much, or you can stay elevated. Left arm can stay to the sky, or left arm can hug your ear towards the front of the mat. Nice and strong. And then left arm inhales up. Roll open the left shoulder. Everything is going to meet in the center of the mat, coming to your tabletop pose. Good. Tuck the toes, hover the knees. Find a few rocks back and forth. And then send the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Chest towards the thighs, armpits towards the thighs. Gaze is in between the legs or your belly button. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, hug it in, roll forward. Inhale it back out. Hug it forward. Inhale, back out. Exhale, hug it forward. One more. Inhale it back out. Exhale, hug it forward. This time, right foot plants between the hands. Spin the back foot so it's parallel to the mat. Ground down, use your feet. Use your strength, use your core. Inhale, raise yourself up. Find your warrior two pose. Making slight adjustments with your stance if you need to. Back is nice and tall, shoulders are over the hips. Pinching the shoulder blades together so that left hand comes back a little bit. Maybe gazes over the right middle finger. Taking a second here to really notice the energy in your body now. Nothing is pulling at you from outside, right? There's no energy around you. You can feel all the energy you're creating inside your body. Find a little bit deeper of a bend in the right knee. Get strong. Inhale that front knee straight. Flip the hand, lean a little forward. Peaceful triangle. Left arm comes down the left leg, right arm up and over. Inhale yourself up, bend in the right knee, right elbow meets right knee, left arm raises up to the sky first, elongate it out, and then maybe towards the top of your mat, hugging the left ear with your left arm, creating a line from that left finger to your left foot. Inhale yourself up, find your warrior two. Maybe even a deeper bend into that right knee. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Pinch your shoulder blades together, left hand back. Inhale the right leg forward, straight. That right foot pivots to meet the left side of your mat. Inhale the arms to a T, back is nice and tall. Weight is in your heels. Hinge your hips, drop the chest parallel to the mat. Fingertips can touch underneath your nose. Let's walk the hands towards the left foot. Walk them over towards the right foot. Walk the hands to the top of the mat. Heel toe that right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Hands plant, find a few rocks in your lizard. Back and forth. Once again, you have 5 breaths here. Option to stay raised, or option to drop that left knee down, untuck the toes. Taking any movements that feel good for you here. Maybe rolling open that right knee, gazing up to the sky. Or maybe circling that right arm towards the back of the mat, dipping the hip a little deeper. All right, so play around. you lost your breath, try to reconnect with the inhales and exhales. Try making them a little bit longer if they got choppy. One more breath here. And then maybe tuck the left toe a little bit, walk the left knee in a little so it's underneath your hip. Push the ground away, get strong in the shoulders. We're going to swoop that right leg all the way back. Stretch out the hip. Good option to keep that leg elevated. Kickstand the left leg. Roll open, modified side plank. You can drop that leg if it's too much. You can keep it elevated. Maybe bring that right arm to hug the head towards the front of the room. And let's inhale that right arm all the way up, elongate it out. Roll open the shoulder. And then everything drops down to meat. Return to your tabletop pose. Take a breath. Tuck the toes, hover the knees. Find a few rocks back and forth. And then downward facing dog we go. Take a few breaths. Let's drop the knees wider than the hips. Big toes to touch. Find a child's pose. Walk those hands forward. Maybe relax the head to the mat. Maybe gently massaging the head side to side. Raise yourself up first. Raise the hips up. Walk the hands one step up. We're going to drop the hips, so maybe let those feet flail out. And then come back to your child's pose. Just introducing a slight little back bend here. Drop the hips. Child's pose. Drop the hips. Child's pose. And then let's meet in our downward facing dog. So plant the hands, toes tuck, raise the hips up and back. Let's walk the hands towards our feet this time. Once you arrive, take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Swinging side to side. Maybe you want to bring a bend in the knees. Let the chest relax on the thighs. Your options here. If you have the elbows, release them down first. Let the head hang. Gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. Last thing to lift is the crown of the head. Good. Walk to the center of your mat or to the top of your mat. Let's inhale, hands to heart space. Lift the toes. Exhale it out. Take another inhale. Exhale it out. Dropping the toes, grasping the mat with your toes underneath you. We're going to get heavy in the right leg. Inhale that left knee up to the chest. Maybe we lengthen it out, straighten out the left leg. Option 2, swoop it without touching it. Coming to your warrior 3 pose. So that left leg raises, chest lowers. A great place for blocks. Hands can also support you on the ground. And don't be hard on yourself. We have days where we're shaky, we're not having the best day, or we have days where we feel pretty strong. That drops. Raise up the left knee. Take a breath. And then release it down. Shake out that right leg. Beautiful. Hands to heart space. Inhale, lift the toes. All the weight is ground down into the heels. Take a breath in. On the exhale, release the toes down. Grasp the mat underneath you. Let's put the weight in our left foot. Inhale, right knee up to your chest. Maybe elongate it out. And you have the option to swoop it behind you, coming to your warrior three, so that right leg raises, chest lowers. Same options here. Blocks, supported, unsupported. And each side might feel different. And if you fall, you giggle at yourself and you try to get back in. Swoop that leg back. Inhale, right knee to the chest. Release it down. Shake out that left leg. Good, let's circle the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips plant. Finding a toe stance here, just for a second. Maybe fingertips raise off the mat. You can keep them on your thighs or hands at heart space. And then hands plant, open the knees up, plant the hands down, maybe lowering your chest, maybe finding your forearms here, really stretching out the lower back. It's okay to drop the heels if that feels better. And then find your sit bones. Knees out in front of you, arms to the front. Sit up nice and tall, chest forward, take an inhale. And as slow as you can exhale it out, you're gonna lower yourself to your back. Once you arrive, let the arms fall overhead. Walk the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Let the knees fall to the left. Inhale them up. Let the knees fall to the right. Inhale them up. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Really big hug this time. Maybe grabbing your shins or your feet. Rounding through the spine. Nose to in between your knees. And then release the head and shoulders down. Kick the feet up. Find a waterfall pose. Maybe point and flex the feet first. Option to also bring the hands underneath the sit bones, under the hips for some support. Or you can go against a wall and decrease the stress and anxiety by just letting your legs hang right up the wall. Let's hug the right knee into your chest. Release that left foot down to the mat, knee is tented. Bring a flex in that right foot. Cross it over the left knee. Arms come to a cactus or a T. Push open that right knee. And then let's let that right foot fall towards the left. Maybe gaze comes over the right shoulder. With the inhale and the breath, we raise our legs up. Elong out that right foot. Left foot raises to meet it. Find your waterfall pose again. Taking any movements that your body needs. And we hug that left knee in towards our chest. Right foot drops to plant, knees tented on the mat. Flex that left foot, cross it over the right. Opening up that left knee towards the front of the mat. Arms wherever they're comfortable, take a breath in. On the exhale, that left foot drops to meet the right. Maybe gaze comes over the left shoulder. With the breath, with the core, knees raise up. Elongate that left leg to the sky. Right leg raises to meet it. Hands come down by your sides. Lowering the feet gently, as slow as you can possibly go, to the top of the mat. Once you arrive, those legs stay together. Point the toes. Raise the upper body. Find your elbows. Come to your forearms behind you. Tuck the elbows in. Hands are underneath the sit bones. Bring a point to the toes. Take an inhale, puff up the chest. On the exhale, it feels good, drop the head back. Inhale the gaze forward. Release yourself from your elbows. Arms come out, feet come out. Creating this star, we're going to take one last stretch. So stretch everything out from your toes to your fingers, making this star figure. Take a breath in. Exhale, release it out. Option to stay here. Or option to walk your feet in a little bit on your mat. Let the toes fall open to the sides. Hands can stay where they are, or they can come down by your sides, palms down for grounding. Maybe shut down the eyes. Let's take 2 cleansing breaths to close out our practice. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Another breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. Do a little body scan here. Feel all the energy that you have from your toes all the way to your fingers, all the way to the crown of your head. Take the next few moments for you as a reward and as a refresher. We're still practicing self-care, self-love. Really enjoying the energy that you can feel in your body. Nothing feels like it's pulling at you from outside. I encourage you to stay here as long as you possibly can. But for video purposes, we're going to start to wake up our fingers and our toes. Maybe drop your head side to side. Feet come to the center of the mat. Right arm raises overhead. Breath in. On the exhale, roll over into your fetal pose using your right arm as a pillow. You're welcome to finish your practice out here in fetal pose. reminding us that we always have new chances and new opportunities, new moments, new memories to create, new options to take. And using your hands, keeping your eyes shut down, trying not to disturb any of that peacefulness, calmness that you created. Raise yourself up to cross-legged position or any position that feels good for you. Take a breath in. When you exhale it out, feel both sit bones grind down into the mat. Take a few more breaths. Let's inhale, hands to heart space. On the exhale, round through the spine, drop the chin to the chest. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for helping me stop all the energy that's pulling me in all different directions. And thank you for practicing with me and creating energy within ourselves, finding that peace that we might need throughout our week, practicing our self-care, and then maybe taking those feelings off our mat into our weekend. Please take your light and share it with the world today, tomorrow, and the next day. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for practicing with me. I hope that you find some time for self-care on a daily basis because we need it. Until then, namaste.